Journalists Erica Hernandez and Adrian Garcia and members of San Antonio Paranormal Investigators go inside the old abandoned hospital in Yoakum.
Now, we're told once they were inside, they were met with something quite sinister.
Abandoned since the 90s, the old Yoakum Community Hospital is one place we will never forget. We visited a week after Hurricane Harvey hit. The building still had some water inside from flooding, and as we entered, the climate changed.
A different feeling to this area. As you walk in, you feel heavy. The environment, the ambience just feels very heavy.
We did an EVP session with no lights on in the special care unit. You can listen to what happened.
What was that? What was that?
Something grabbed my arm.
We quickly turned our lights on to discover Guillermo had been attacked and scratched on his arm.
It burns.
Our time on the third floor didn't last long. Guillermo again was attacked, this time on his neck.
I'm done.
Oh my God, Guillermo.
Do you know where you are right now? Can you tell me the name of this hospital? Why do you stay here? How long have you been here? Do you know where you are right now?
Did you hear that?
The pop? Could have been anything.
It was deathly silent here.
Yeah, we were being really quiet. Like, we did really
My
good.
ears were ringing. It was so quiet.
Tell me the name of this hospital. Oh, crap. Here.
Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us?
Whispering.
Do you know where you...
Real quiet, real faint.
Okay, shh.
Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us?
There's something there.
Do you know where you are right now?
I'm gonna go get the headphones.
Abandoned for almost 23 years, the old Yoakum Community Hospital sits desolate and undisturbed. But many believe the building is a hotspot of paranormal activity. With over 100 years of history, Yoakum Hospital is an intriguing location, full of hardships, personal connections, and a murder. Do nuns and nurses still walk the halls? Are the spirits of the dead reaching out to the living? These are the questions we try to find answers to after dark. Yoakum, Texas is a small town that lies 3 hours east of San Antonio. Now slow and quiet with a historic square filled with empty buildings, was once a thriving railroad town in the late 1800s to early 1900s. Originally an inconsequential stop on the Chisholm Trail, Yoakum experienced a significant and steady population boom in 1887 with the arrival of the San Antonio and Aransas Pass Railway. People from all over made the town their home, finding steady employment within the town's abundance of railway stores and its large roundhouse. Eventually, the city would be named after Benjamin Yoakum, who was the railway's general manager. By 1914, the population had grown to a staggering 7,500 residents. In 1922, Huth Memorial Hospital was erected on Hubbard Street. The building, for the times, was a state-of-the-art facility, boasting the latest equipment and 13 beds. During the Great Depression a few years later, the hospital fell into rapid decline due to lack of funds. During this time, the facility would be taken over by the Sisters of the Incarnate Word and Blessed Sacrament of Victoria. The nuns started an auxiliary in which each member would pay a due of $1 a month and volunteer 2 to 3 days a week at the hospital. It was renamed the Yoakum Community Hospital and grew in both reputation and size when it received funding for an expansion. Even though the hospital was doing well for itself, in 1980 the hospital was once again faced with closing its doors due to a change in Medicare, which the hospital depended on. Yoakum Community Hospital found itself once again without the proper funding to maintain the facility. It's at this time the Sisters of the Sacrament stepped down, and the Sisters of the Incarnate Word of San Antonio would take over, bringing in funding to upgrade and expand again, saving it for the second time. However, nothing could have prepared anyone for the tragedy that befell the hospital next. On March 6th of 1990, Laura Heights, a 23-year-old vocational nurse student, was gunned down by her husband on the second floor of the ICU lobby. After an argument from that morning that had got out of hand, he came to the hospital looking for a resolution. During the argument, he pulled out a .22 caliber pistol and shot her in anger. Laura was immediately taken around the corner to the ICU, but was declared dead within minutes from the wound. Her husband Gregory, who had run from the building, was later arrested at his mother's house without incident. After being sentenced to 99 years, he hung himself in the Lavaca County Jail. 7 years later, in 1997, the Yoakum Community Hospital moved to a new, more modern facility 5 miles away. The old location on Hubbard Street was abandoned, leaving the hospital empty and unused for the last 23 years. Since then, groups have claimed to experience and capture paranormal activity on the property. Wanting to experience this for ourselves, NTParanormal reached out to local investigator Robbie Lowry to get access and tell us more about the things that go on when the lights are out at the old Yoakum Community Hospital.
Ready, Don? It's the basement.
No, this ain't the basement.
Not the basement.
Okay,
This is the first floor.
he doesn't want to go in the basement for some
I really don't go down there because it's so dark and musty, and you have to go all the way around the building and go down a long staircase, a real steep staircase, and go down. And there's so much crap on the floor.
Gotcha.
You can trip over anything if you ain't got lights. And I've never really caught nothing down there. There's no morgue down there. There's no where they burn them.
Oh,
What is that
crematorium?
called? There's no crematory. When they passed away, they left them in the
Dodging
room.
bullet, man.
It's just weird to have a basement in Texas.
Well, and they didn't bury the babies down there, the aborted babies from the pregnant nuns and all that other stuff. You know, like they.
I haven't heard that one.
That's what everybody asks. Where did they bury the babies at? Where's the dirt at? There's no dirt down there. You know, it's just mud that's just coming in over the years. It's concrete floor.
Before going into this investigation, I knew most of the history about the building, how many times it had changed hands, and a lot of the activity that other groups had picked up before going in. So I was definitely not a control on this particular case. The stories that interested me most about this case particularly were the stories of paranormal activity that other groups had come back with. When I watched some of the videos online, you can kind of tell the fake ones from the bad ones from the good ones just from doing this so long. And there were a few that I saw that stuck out to me as those could possibly be legitimate, and I was really curious how that came about. Going over all the other people's evidence.
Facing that way?
Yeah, it was facing like this.
Oh, so that was here when they came around this way and they caught it.
That's a pretty cool video.
So
They were standing right here filming in the room, swinging back and forth, and then they swung this way, and that's when they caught. This room right here is a very active room. K2s go off, EMFs going off. That's my mother.
yeah, that startled me. I was like, what?
Lots of activity in this room. There's no power in that room, so if something goes wrong, there's something happening. We get it always. If you ask yes and no questions and get it to go off, it always tends to go off that it's a nurse from the 1940s.
I think the most interesting story to me was the nurse that got shot, because I know Lavaca is supposed to be super haunted, and it's interesting to me that her husband hung himself there. It's kind of a connection, and it's interesting to me too because, you know, I spent so long working in the hospital and stuff like that happens really often.
I guess employees came in through the sides and everything like that. But where you're standing is where the nurse got shot. They stood right here and they were arguing, blah, 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 whatever, to bam, bam, and they drug her through here.
I think besides that, it was just, you know, the videos of other people's investigations. A bunch of pictures on the second floor, a shadow moving down one of the hallways.
Here's where you would come to view the babies.
Before they got buried?
Yeah, before they got buried, yeah. Of course, here's the double doors. Be mindful of all three floors at the double doors. There's some activity. There's always some kind of, I hate using the word shadow person,
Right.
but there, people when they catch something always seems to be in this area right here. You know, on all three floors. I don't know, because this is 1922, this is 1960. So the building ended right here, and then this was added. Now, how it created something from there, I don't know.
Before we came to Yoakum Community Hospital, I knew absolutely nothing about it. I haven't seen any pictures, any videos, I haven't heard stories, I haven't read anything about it. I knew absolutely nothing about this place before we got here.
Was there a story that interested you more than the others?
I was very interested in the nightmare that I had prior to us coming to this hospital. I don't know where it came from, but I did have a nightmare prior to coming here that involved apparently a hall that did actually exist, so I'm curious about that.
I absolutely think that the information I had before coming into this investigation compromised my ability to be objective about it. I was having nightmares about this place up to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before coming in here, that made me really apprehensive about doing any kind of investigating on the second floor. You know, normally I'm really level-headed about these investigations, and you know, I'm in them alone a lot setting up equipment, and I felt really uncomfortable setting up equipment here, to the point a few times I'm pretty sure I just scared myself.
Lots of noises come from this room. You know, most of the stuff that's fallen has already failed, so if you hear noises, you know, we don't know what they are. You know.
It's got windows in it.
Yeah, and they're closed, and the slats are on the ground, and so there's no wind blowing, but it's just strange noises come from this room. This is no PT room here. Just, we don't even really come in here much. I guess this is the mold that's inches thick. But we don't even really come in here. We never caught nothing. We don't even come in here.
It's hard to see what was once a clean, nice hospital in the shape that it's in. Standing in the parking lot looking at this building is an interesting experience. This is an old, rotting, moisture-saturated, mold-infested structure that's just, if you stand downwind in the street, you can smell this building. I wish I could describe the smell other than for complete rot down to the core is the smell that is this building. It coats the lining of your nose. You can taste it. It's everywhere. Quite the experience walking in also. It's urban exploration gone really bad.
The area that was most interesting to me, I think, was the third floor, just because it was just so trashed. It was just neat watching how nature is just reclaiming everything, like the, just the mold on the floor. Just I like abandoned buildings, and I like the history and everything. So before the investigation, I didn't know anything. I just knew where we were going. Like, I knew that the hospital was old and that it was, it's been out of use. The only thing I really knew was that it was abandoned in the 90s. I don't feel like what little I did know, I don't think influenced my perception of any part of the investigation. In fact, I liked not knowing anything about it because it made me a little more adventurous, I think.
Women claim to get touched in this room. They say there's a child up roaming down the hallways, and if a woman comes in here, it feels like someone's tugging on their pants leg, like, hey, can you help me or something like that?
Yeah, the kids.
Yeah. This
is more common with women.
It only does it to women, though.
Okay.
It doesn't do it to men. So what we usually do, they usually come in here and just, sit here, hang out, put the recorders out, put a camera over here or whatever, and just, ask for somebody to come in.
I'm kind of torn on what was most interesting to me. The whole thing's interesting to me because it's an abandoned hospital, and I'm a medical junkie. But I really like the third floor where it's starting to look like a cave. It really is cool how rapidly things deteriorate, and even the climate. It does feel like you're underground. It's really weird.
Up here is where supposedly the Blue Nun exists. If you make a lot of noise, the claim is she'll come out and tell you to shut up. She's never told us to shut up.
We'll send Allie up here. She's little.
And
But this right here was the doctor's lounge right here. And from the stories I've been told from former employees, that it's not really a blue nun. Everybody on the third floor wore blue scrubs. Doctors, nuns wore blue habits. Everybody wore blue up here. And the doctors were in here when they wanted their cigarettes. They called for Valerie Harbus. She was the director of nursing until the 70s. Well, she would come down the hallway and give them their cigarettes, because you used to be able to
smoke in the hospital?
Yeah, smoke in the hospital.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah.
I don't know, when I'm in the hospital, I usually feel like I need a smoke.
Right over here, you got your labor and delivery. And of course, you're 22, now you're in the 40s. My mother downstairs was born in this hospital.
Oh, wow.
In 45. Cool. She would have been born in this room right here.
That's got to be kind of surreal.
Yeah. And her mother, my grandmother, died here at 46 from a gunshot wound. Lots of people claim EVP shadows going in and out of this room. So what we normally do is sit here in the hallway right here, put all the equipment, all strung out or whatever, and wait to see if something trails.
It's on a different level. It's a bigger scope. It's a bigger location. There's more technical difficulties. It's not like anything we've done before. It's a completely new type of investigation. It's a completely new experience, and it's so far away from the area where we normally do investigation. The setup is just really cool, but it's not without its challenges, and it is also the most frustrating place I have ever investigated as well.
After an extensive walkthrough, taking daytime photos and baseline readings of the entire property, NTParanormal set up for their overnight investigation. The setup included 9 static cameras, 10 static recorders, 8 motion lights, and an array of experiments for the biggest location the NTParanormal has ever investigated.
Nothing? No room? Ugh. We don't have to do every room. There's 100 rooms.
Yeah, it weirds me out. I don't like it.
there's no way we can do every room. But okay, I'm gonna start then.
Okay.
I'll run through a few. I'll play back.
I just want to put my back to something so bad.
Well, do it and then get still.
Okay.
Still.
I'll try.
Okay. Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us? Can you tell me why you're here? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me the name of someone who worked here? Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us? Can you tell me why you're here? Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why you're Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us? Can you tell me why you're here?
What's your dad was saying? Oh, we can't talk about shit.
What is that?
What is what? Don't you with me.
I'm not. It might have been from outside. I think it was from outside. I think it was like a car or something. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, that's what your dad was saying. So we can't talk about shit.
What is that?
What is what? Don't you with me.
I'm not. It might have been from outside.
It's really creepy up here.
Yeah, and this is the former L&D, so labor and delivery department.
Okay, so this was the L&D. The only thing I know is this was the L&D, and then they moved it down to the second floor, right?
Yeah.
Would it be contaminating anything if I asked why?
I think because they built onto the building.
Okay.
Yeah, at some point in like the 40s, they got a bunch of them, like that someone bought them out or something.
Okay.
And they built on. This building was built in different sections, different times.
All right.
No, here.
In the hospital proper? Oh.
They have like a housing.
Where's the housing?
I don't remember. We were given so much information. Oh, there's lead paint chips all over my back.
The nuns had rooms up here.
I'm guessing that's what that room was back there that was freaking me out. Because
know.
it's just, it doesn't look like a medical room at all.
Yeah, a lot of them are just housing rooms. Okay, I'll run through one more set of questions here.
And then we can go in the hall, maybe.
And then I'll stop at a midpoint and...
Yeah.
I figure we do 3 spots on every floor, we go back down, we see what else needs to be done.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
The easiest debunk was people walking around on other floors and hearing them and having to shout and go, hey, is that somebody? And they go, yeah, and then you know, scrap that evidence. This is probably the worst place I've ever done EVPs, just for the record.
Well, here's what's cool. It's deceptive, and anybody that comes here is going to tell you that no, our EVPs are legitimate. It can't be contamination because we were inside and we checked all around the place and everything like that. And it's deceptive because you're inside and you're enclosed. But the thing is you have broken windows, you have elevator shafts that just act as these big amphitheaters that are just bring all the sound in this whole location just coalesces to the location and is amplified.
I was trying to remember if it had a number on it. So this is why they said they got it. Something or other.
Okay, so a thing happened here?
Not a thing happened here, just blah, blah, blah.
Alright, do you need me to turn off the flashlight, or?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us? Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us? We have contamination.
Yep.
Is that Brad or is that somebody outside?
It's outside. Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna waste time on that if it's contamination.
Yeah. That's probably a good call.
Just what's the point? I do want to run EVPs in the middle.
There's a couple of dudes down there jacking.
I do want to run EVPs in the middle though, because everybody had their weirdnesses.
In the middle.
You know, by the nurse's station.
Oh, the children?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know where people let me see.
I was about to say, my fat.
Sturdy.
Well, sturdy for you. You're like, what, 180?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's sturdy. Anybody have questions?
Nope.
Allie?
No?
Well, someone shine a flashlight down that hall.
There's just chairs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good. You're good.
Ow, my knees.
Except for that person down the hallway.
Shut up. What?
Like, no, for a second there, I was like, I thought I was BSing, and then I was like, am I? Because, like, I thought I saw something, but it's just, I've had light in my eye this whole time, so, like, I'm seeing things.
You okay, Dad?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a spot to... Oh,
got a spot.
Okay. Are we plant?
Yes, ma'am. We did.
People report a lot of activity in this room. We'd love it if you would talk into this recorder, or if you can maybe move something around or come up and touch me. I guess people have left stuffed animals here, so I have to assume maybe they think there's children up here? If that's true, can you tell me how old you are? people report a lot of activity in this room. We'd love it if you would talk into this recorder, or if you can maybe move something around or come up and touch me. I guess people have left stuffed animals here, so I have to assume maybe they think there's children up here? If that's true, can you tell me how old you are? I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old. And when they were little, they really liked to play hide and go seek. Do you like that game? Do you like that game? Do you like that game? Can you tell me how old you are?
This room?
No, I think it's down a different
What's
hall.
in this room?
It's just another patient room.
There was an incident on this floor. Can you tell me what happened up here? Can you tell me what happened up here? Can you tell me what happened up here? I'm wearing blue scrubs. I heard that's what y'all wore while you were working here. Is that true? Are you angry about what happened to you here? Can you tell me your name? Is there anything we can do to help you? Can do to help you? Can do to help you? Can you say the name of someone in the group that's here today?
Okay, so I got you a really sturdy tripod. You just carry it around like this. Put the camera on there. And once you get to an area, you're all set up.
Is nobody is on the second floor?
No, we're all here.
I heard like a crunching noise from that mic. I'm not joking. I thought someone was walking around up there, but I see you guys are all here.
Well, I'll see y'all later.
We think we'll all stay here too.
Bye. Bye. I need to put this in my pocket. I'm doing that thing again where it's going.
Well, and you can see where the mic is, right?
Yeah. I didn't see
I
anything.
mean, is there
but
an animal up there maybe? Like a mouse?
Well, it is sitting on a desk, and maybe if, I don't know, maybe it's rocking back and forth and making a noise. I don't know.
Why would it be rocking?
I don't know.
There's no wind.
But it sounded very crunchy, and I don't like that.
All right, we're good.
We plant? Okay. Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? How long have you been here? Is someone walking? Oh.
That was me.
Okay.
I was resituating. Go ahead.
You're fine.
I'm planted.
Okay. Why do you stay here? Can you tell me your name? Were you a patient here or perhaps a staff member? Do you want me to play back now?
Yeah.
Do you want me to take out the headphones?
Yeah, sure.
What's your name? Can you tell me why you're here? Are you alone? Can you tell me the name of the building we're in right now? What's your name? Can you tell me why you're here? Are you alone?
So what's this piece of equipment?
It's a breakaway operating table. So they can move pieces. Let me know when y'all are.
I'm situated.
Me too.
Okay. Should probably turn the recorder on. Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? Do you know where you are right now? Can you tell me the name of this hospital? Why do you stay here? How long have you been here? You want me doing playbacks?
Yeah, just in case we catch something real quick.
I'm comfortably silent.
You
Is
get
there
me
anything
real
here that
quiet.
would like to communicate with us? Do you know where you are right now?
Did you hear that?
The pop? Could have been anything.
It was deathly silent here.
Yeah, we were being really, really quiet. Like, we did really
My
good.
ears were ringing. It was so quiet.
Tell me the name of this hospital. Oh, crap. Here. Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us?
Whispering.
Do you know where you...
Real quiet, real faint. We might
Okay,
hear-
Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? There's something there. Do you know where you are right now? I'm gonna go get the headphones.
Okay. You want to listen to the rest of them first, and then?
I got excited, so. Can you tell me the name of this hospital? I think we got more. Why do you stay here? We got footsteps.
Because it was dead silent in here.
My feet were
How long
planted.
have you been here?
I had my...
Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? Do you know where you are right now? Can you tell me the name of this hospital? Why do you stay here? How long have you been here? Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us? That's me turn it off. Okay. Okay, we got stuff.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, okay. Let me get my feet planted again.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for working with us. We'd like to keep talking with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit record converse. Okay? Everyone
Okay.
planted? Nope. Planted.
Get your feet somewhere where you're not moving, so there's no contamination.
Okay, are we all still? Yep.
Hey, I want to thank you for talking to us. We really liked hearing you. Is there any way you can speak a little bit louder? You're kind of hard to hear.
Phone.
Oh, God.
Okay, sorry about that. That was the phone. Which I don't know how to put on silent, so. Sorry about that. That was the phone.
Could you maybe come up and interact with one of us, touch one of us?
It's making comments on our post. Sorry, we have a backseat driver, and if you work here, you're probably pretty familiar with that. Did you ever have issues with people telling you how to do your job if you worked here?
Are you a nurse or are you a doctor?
Tag that. I stuck my hand to the
Yeah. So go ahead and stop it now so that file isn't too big. Let's listen back and see if there's... Hey, I want to thank you for talking to us. We
Are you okay?
hearing you. That wasn't there. Is there any way you can... Dude, no. I walked up here.
That was right next to that table, just by the way.
Like, I kicked it. I made it move.
Okay. But that was right next to the table.
Dude, I walked through here.
I know.
No, wait, you know what? When I walked up here, that's going to be on film where it was originally placed. So
this was there. Okay, how do we turn that off? Yeah, we've got to stop that. Okay, so we're not absolutely sure.
Okay, so this is man, I wish I hadn't moved it all. There's too much going on. Okay, so hold on. This is one of my feet where I stepped this way and I kicked this trash
Okay,
can.
now I want you to kick that barrel and see what happens.
I mean, I kicked it, but the problem is it was behind my leg. I stepped like this. I did not walk around this. I didn't walk around this way. I walked straight up
We'll have to check the footage.
and started filming. So
He
I'll have
wasn't
to check.
pointing it at it.
Yeah. Well, you might have pointed it in the first one.
There it is.
I don't know. It might have just been there.
Maybe. Maybe you did a little step around and didn't notice.
The most interesting experience I had was about 20 minutes ago. Sarah was asking a question, and then I felt something kind of tickling the back of my knee. Kind of like, you know, whenever someone like karate chops you and your leg goes out from underneath you. And of course nothing was there. I mean, it could have been a bug, but there was nothing really there, and the detector was going off.
Alright, go. You got 8 minutes.
Is there anything in here that would like to communicate with us?
You were holding totally still.
We heard you like to hang out with chicks. Are you messing with that EMF detector? Can you let me know? Can you do it again?
What? Temperature keeps going up and down.
There is a breeze.
That's true.
Me and Allie are in here because, you know, we wanted to talk to you. That's Allie, I'm Sara. That's Brad, he's just filming. Can you tell me why you're here? Can you maybe come up and touch one of us? I think this just bounced.
Dude.
He's watching me. I'm not moving.
No, I mean like from the camera.
There's nothing else.
And it's going nuts.
Point it the other way.
Okay. No, it's still going up and down. It's not beeping, but it's like...
Okay, so I've got 2 kids. My son's 8 and my daughter's 13, and when they were little, they really liked to play hide and go seek. Can you tell me your favorite game? If you tell me, well, I'll play it with you.
Can you come up and give Allie a big hug right now?
If you want to say the name of a toy or doll you want into this recorder, I will do my best to go get that and bring that back to you. Go ahead and say what you want.
What's up?
So something like something tickled the back of my leg. Could have been a bug.
Women claim to get touched in this room. They say there's a child up roaming down the hallways, and if a woman comes in here, it feels like someone's tugging on their pants leg, like, hey, you know.
Did you catch that?
The experiment that I'd say that went differently than expected would be the EVP session, because I really did not expect to get anything at all, and it was very noticeable. Everyone could hear it, and that was unexpected.
Did any experiments go exactly as predicted? I think in the world of paranormal, nothing goes as predicted. In fact, I think predictions might be a bad thing to do sometimes. So, once again, locations that, for me, going into places where I would expect something to happen, like this location. I'm sitting with creepy dolls that they've set up because this was the nursery area of the hospital. Well, you throw in building creepy dolls, I have a certain expectation that something's going to happen. Usually that's not it. It's normally the locations that I'm not thinking anything will happen at all. That's where I experience things.
If I had to spend a night completely, or if I could spend a night completely alone here, my question would be where I had to spend it. Because I would be perfectly fine spending the night in that room we've been sitting in, but if I had to go and sleep on that second floor, I don't think I could do that. I think I would have to be on the first floor, but I'd be cool with spending a night down there.
I'm not sure if anyone is actually experiencing paranormal activity, but I can't speak for them. You know, their experiences are their own.
I myself don't think that people are experiencing legitimate paranormal activity here. Once again, there's far too many outside influences and inside for sound. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I can't say that for sure. I don't think anybody could. But for me, everything that happens in this building is just because of the state of rot of the structure.
I never rule out that people aren't experiencing paranormal activity. If they're experiencing paranormal activity here, I don't think it's related to the building. I think it's just a creepy environment. And that just brings out the paranormal in everything. Anything that's happening here, I don't feel like it's because this building is haunted. I don't feel like there's anything attached here. There's no evidence that there's anything here intelligent or moving stuff around. But that doesn't mean somebody's not having a paranormal experience here, that they didn't legitimately capture something paranormal here. I just don't think it's related to the building.
Is there anything here that would like to communicate with us?